Thank you so much for joining me today, Judy. It's great to have you here. So could you just remind me when you joined Spiritual Self-Mastery Club?
I joined around the first part of February to 2021.
So just under a month.
Yes,
With
just
us.
under a month.
Under a month. Okay, that's great. So what made you decide to kind of join the Spiritual Self-Mastery Club?
Well, I had a reading with you, and you helped me to understand some things about myself that I was surprised that somebody else could see. And all my life, I have been trying to find someone that I could talk to help me understand my spiritual side and my gifts. And when I met the spiritual group, the spiritual mastery group, I found a bunch of like-minded people that I could talk to, and I wasn't afraid to talk about things that were on my mind because they understood. For the first time in my life, I found a place where I could talk freely and not have people think I was weird.
Oh, okay. That's good. You said that you had a reading with me.
I think, didn't we meet? I mean, I did your challenge, and I won a 90-minute session with you.
Yes, session.
Well, session. I call it a reading. I'm sorry, a session, a 90-minute session with you. And after that session, I realized that I was where I wanted to be on a spiritual level.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't do readings. So
well, I guess in my mind, a reading, a session are the same thing, but maybe they're not. I have to understand the difference in the.
Yeah. I think you joined the club before we did the session as well.
I think I joined it. You're right. I did, because I enjoyed the challenge so much. And I got so much out of doing the challenge that I wanted more. So I joined the Spiritual Mastery Club, and then that week that I joined is the week that we had the 90-minute session.
That's right.
Yeah. So because I had won it as a gift.
Yes.
And so that right there, I mean, I joined the club, and that right there cemented the thoughts that I had in my mind about the club. It really made me realize that I was in the right place.
Good. Okay, so what was it that you were struggling with before you joined the club? You know, how did you feel about your life, you know, before you starting working with me?
Well, I've been spiritual. I mean, I've known about my spirituality from a very young age. And anytime I tried to get information to help me understand my path, I could never find anybody to really work with. And going through the challenge, it made me realize that your organization or your program that you had put together offered me an opportunity to have some formal understanding of what I was or what I was doing on a spiritual level. It helped me to focus, and it helped me to see more than just the fact that I was able to do these things and see these things. It helped me to understand that I had somebody I could go to talk to and get answers.
So what was the magnet or the one thing that attracted you to the club?
It had my daughter Jenny had joined the club and had talked about it, and I could see the change that had impacted her and how much she had benefited from being in the club. And I felt that this was a place that I could be too because of that.
Mm. Because you've seen the changes within her.
Precisely. I could see that she was, it was helping her to become, it was helping her to get on the path that she was supposed to be on.
So she find her path with the
Correct.
membership.
Correct.
Okay. So when you started thinking about joining the club and working with me, why was it essential to dedicate, your time and your energy towards this?
Because I'm a light worker and I'm an empath, and I have struggled with being a spiritual person for a long time, and I have tried to find like-minded people that I could work with that would actually be helpful. There's a lot of people out there that are spiritual, but they aren't as genuine as I think they need to be for me. And finding somebody genuine that is sincerely interested in helping you get on the path during this incredibly phenomenal period in time with the ascension of the planet and everything, I felt that this is a place I needed to be that would help me get there.
Very nice. And what have you seen in terms of results, result from being part of the club and working with me?
Amazing things. A lot of, I've done with our EFT sessions that you and I have done, you have helped me. Let me back up a little bit. Going through the challenge and understanding that I had problems with my foundation, it was aha moments that made me realize, looking at my foundation, that there were areas that I needed to focus on, that I needed to work on to clear so that I could move forward in my life without the fears, the emotional hangups, the negative attitudes. And it was just like, you're supposed to be coming from a place of love all the time, but you have all of this baggage out here, and I found that working with you, I was able to clear that negative feeling, that emotional impasse that I had hit. And once we went through your EFT sessions and we cleared a couple of them, I can't tell you how much uplifted I feel and how much more happy I am and how more joy in my life than I had before. It's a feeling of relief.
Wow.
And that I thank you for.
Very short amount of time as well, isn't it? Very short amount of time.
It is. It is. I mean, a month ago?
Yeah.
A month ago I was this, and look at, in my mind, look at me where I am today. I'm so relieved and much happier than I was before, just 30 days ago.
Yeah. So what other transformation have you had done other than just happy and peaceful? What else happened so far? Letting go of some of the traumas and the blocks and fears. What other things have you experienced?
I find that I am more calm than I was before. That my spiritual growth, it allows me to be able to sit back and take a look at the direction I'm going, and I understand better my path than I understood before. I have met some amazing people in this spiritual mastery club, and talking to them and learning about them and their path, it gives me, I'm going to call them angel bumps all the time when I meet with them, because there's so much energy, you know, and it's so uplifting to be part of this organization, because it removes the challenges in your life going through this process.
It's beautiful. So we seem like we're going question ahead. What do you like about SSMC?
What do I like about what?
It's Spiritual Self Mastery Club.
I love the interaction. I love the energy level of the club. I love the knowledge sharing. And just the free hearts, and just the free hearts that are in the group. I mean, there's no judgment anywhere. Everybody is just so open and sharing and loving and caring.
What about the Awaken program?
It has the right name.
I mean, you're only done, you know, first pillar, I think, but
right. I finished the first pillar, and I've started the second set. I've started the second module, and I've gone through the welcoming, and I answered all the questions after the explanation and everything, and it's very thought-provoking. It's a very thought-provoking program, and I'm looking forward to completing it, because I can see as I go down the road how it's going to be so helpful in my journey along my path.
Yeah, it's an amazing program, amazing.
It really is.
How is it working with me? It's different from working with other people.
I have to say that I've worked with a handful of different spiritual people along my path, and they could never answer the questions and help me understand what I have come to understand in such a short period working with you. I've learned more in this month, and I've had more aha moments in this month than I have. I mean, I worked with one gentleman for a year, and I've accomplished more in the month than I accomplished in a year with him.
Wow.
You know, and he helped me a lot. So in my mind, but I mean, there's no comparison between the two. I mean, it's like apples and oranges. There's no comparison, because one's a citric and one's not. You know, they just. So working with you is an opportunity, a golden opportunity to get where you need to go, I feel. And I know that I'm on the right path, and I know that if I have questions, I can ask you. And in my heart, I know that the answer will always be the correct answer.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you say to your younger self, you know, 6 months ago, let's say, when she was thinking about joining this Spiritual Self Mastery Club? What words of wisdom would you give it to yourself? She's thinking about it.
I would say that if you're looking for answers to questions that you have in your mind and in your heart about your direction and your path, your spiritual path in life, then this is the place that you need to be, because you'll get your questions answered and you'll be put on the right path.
And how do you feel about your investment? Do you think you got a good return on your investment so far?
Well, to be honest with you, I hadn't even thought about my investment, but if you, the answer would be yes. I think that I have gotten a great return on my investment.
Yeah. Because most people say to me, you know, this is the best investment of their lifetime. So
I would have to agree, because how do you put value on a spiritual awakening and helping you to advance? I mean, what value can you put on that? You know what I mean? It's because of what I've learned in the and what I've learned through this, and the value, I guess, is that there's so many people out there that I can help more now with what I know than what I did before. So I don't know how you would put a value on that. It's incredible value.
so you are able to use your gifts, you are able to kind of achieve maybe even your life mission, because we were able to get rid of all these blocks around it. Now you're free to do whatever you want to do because you're free. You know, freedom, happiness, joy, these are the kind of things you can't put a price on, can you?
No, and the happier you are and the more joyous you are, it's easier to share the unconditional love with the entire population of the world, and I'm a healer. I'm a light worker, and I heal the planet too. And it just, the joy in my heart allows me to be more open and be able to spread that energy greater.
Yeah,
And this program has given me that opportunity.
yeah. And you also animal mystic. You talk to with animals as well. You heal them.
I talk to them. Um, I talk to them, and we talk about different things that they need. And I can't say that I heal them, but we talk about what their needs are. And because they understand what their needs are, they're able to do what it takes to heal themselves.
Ah,
I work with, I work with the mother, father, parent, to whoever the animal belongs to help them understand the path that the animal is on, so that they have a better fit. Because you can't change an animal behavior unless the animal wants to change it.
yeah,
So most behaviors that have to change are the people's behaviors that are the caretakers of these animals, to help them better understand how to care for the animal and what the animal is thinking, so they have a better result.
yeah. I mean,
So
that's a priceless gift for them. You know, our babies, our pets are our babies. So
right, I have a dog, Charlie, he's a soul that comes from many, 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 many lifetimes ago. I adopted him when he was a senior dog because I recognized who he was. And, it's been a real learning experience with him, because I have these thoughts about things the way I think they are, but he tells me what he needs, and I have to conform to what he needs in order to make it work. Otherwise, we would both go insane.
that is amazing. That's amazing. My next question, if somebody comes to you about working with me and joining the club, but they have doubts, so what would you let them know? What would you tell them?
Well, first of all, I'd ask them what their doubts were, so I had an idea what I was dealing with. But I would let them know that I would tell them to join it and try it out, because, and with an open mind, and listen to the people that are in the group, talk to the people that are in the group, get to know them, to do a session with you, because they would be changed forever once that happened.
Yeah, yeah, because it's just having that faith, isn't it? When you have the faith, go for it. That's it.
Well, and that's just it. You have to listen with your heart. And that's the same with anybody that you're going to work with. Excuse me. You have to listen with your heart, because your heart's going to tell you whether it's right or not. Your higher self knows. Your inner child knows.
Yes.
And you just have to listen. And when I joined, it was like my inner self, or my heart, my higher self, it was like, you're finally home.
Wow.
And that's what it's all about, is finding the peace and the understanding, and having that understanding. And I would just tell them that you're going to get involved in this program, and you're going to be changed, and you're going to feel like you finally found a home.
Wow. Thank you. That's so beautiful. So is there anything else you want to add or share that it might be helpful for other people? Anything at all? About the Spiritual Self-Mastery Club, about working with me? Because lots of people might have doubts, they're afraid, because like you say, maybe they've worked with so many different people in the past. They don't know if this is going to work or not.
Well, the only thing that I can say, I'm a very controlling person, and I was, before this program, a very controlling person, needing to know exactly what's going on all the time. And this program and working with you helped me to understand that if you let go, you get back more than what you let go of. You get back your peace of mind. You get back joy. Your heart chakra is opened even greater, to where there's more love in your heart, and you're able to come from a place of love in your heart when you're doing things. That this is a place where you can be free to talk about all the things that you've always been afraid to talk about, because people laugh at you, or they burnt you at a stake in some other lifetime.
Yeah.
It is a feeling of freedom and happiness to be part of this organization and to work with you.
Thank you. That's beautiful. Also brings in lots of healing as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The healing it's an incredible part of it. It's just, you have to join. You just have to join in order to experience the wonderfulness of this organization.
Yeah.
Because I can guarantee you, once they join, they'll be changed forever.
Yeah, for the better.
Absolutely.
And it's not a painful process. Sometimes people think it's going to be painful. No, it's not a painful process. It's a massive transformation. And
It is, and it's just, it's hard to put into words, other than it's phenomenal. It's, the peace of mind that you get from the transformation alone. You have better understanding of your family, you have better understanding of your children, you have better understanding of the people in general. It's okay to say no. When to put your foot down and say that's enough. And you can do it in a manner that isn't negative, because you learn how to deal with this stuff on such a level of unconditional love.
Thank you so much for your time, Judy. I really appreciate it. And there is more to come. You've only been with us for a month. Let's see.
I know. Do you see my wings starting to grow? I'm going to start flying pretty soon.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Etta.